Hello everyone, welcome to our special edition of the news. Today we offer you a varied summary. Malo will present the weather with a comparison between England and France.
Thank you, Paul, and hello everyone. Today in England, the weather remains typically British. Very cloudy skies over much of the country, scarce midday shower and relatively cool temperature around 13 degrees in London and 11 degrees in Manchester. In comparison, France experiences much more contrasting weather. The sunshine in the south with 22 degrees in Marseille, but rainy and cool weather in the north with only 14 degrees in Lille. Overall, France enjoys a milder and more varied weather, while English friends still have to deal with the umbrella today. But the biggest comparison can be found in the bar. The Bellucci's is a new home for young students from Amos to cool off and warm up. Something to bring young French students back to familiar alcoholic to custom. And back to Paul for the rest of the paper.
Hello Raphael, thank you for being with us. Can you first explain the context of this trip?
Hello, thank you for welcoming me. I was coming out of the gambling casino with a lot of cash in my wallet.
Yeah.
And in a street in the middle of the night, I was attacked.
Wow. What was the physical or moral consequences for you after this incident?
I'm always quite confused. Nothing very serious, only 2 ribs broken. But I'll get over it. Going out alone at night has become quite dangerous. This day, even being a beautiful, tall, dark brown like me.
Okay. Has the person responsible been identified? Have any steps been taken?
No, the surveillance camera didn't allow to identify the person. I hope we will be as soon as possible.
Okay. Oh, flash news. The suspect has been identified.
If you have any information, contact the police, please. This man?
Thank you Raphael for your strong testimony. This kind of event also reminds us of the risk that can be involved in certain excess, especially those related to alcohol. Alexander went to meet with a passerby to talk about it.
So we pass to Martin. How are you, Martin?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. Do you think alcohol is the cause of many violent incidents today?
I think nowadays alcohol can be a cause to many violence today because, especially the youngest one, because they discover how they feel and how they are about the alcohol and how their body reacts to alcohol. But I think when you get older, you get to know how you feel about the alcohol better than
Okay, thanks, Martin. Hello everyone, I'm with Rudy Cause. I have a question for you. So, have you ever witnessed a situation where alcohol caused problems?
Yeah, one time I was very young and I drink too much, and after I drink I completely black out and I fell and I broke my arm. It was really dangerous.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks Louis. And now I have a last question for you. So, prohibition or restriction of alcohol in certain public events, are you for or against?
I'm for, because as a football fan I saw a lot of people who drank in stadiums or in the public, who drank in public, and they can be violent, and I don't think that's a good thing in that type of place. So I'm for the restriction, not the interdiction, but for the restriction and the prevention of this in some public place.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you Alexander for this edifying micro-pavement. We now move on to global economic news with Jordan.
Thank you, Paul. This day, the economy is like PSG in Champions League, full of promise, but probably getting eliminated by Arsenal next week. Today, the global economy is not stable. after the COVID pandemic, many countries have problems with inflation. In the United States, prices are still high. The Federal Reserve keeps interest rates high to stop inflation. But this also makes people spend less money. In short, less shopping, more scrolling, people are sticking to their cart but never check out. Now, let me tell you about China. In China, the economy is not growing fast. There are problems with trade between China and US. Also, the real estate sector is increases. Some say it's worse than Chelsea's season, and that's a lot. In Europe, some countries are trying to help the economy, but they also want to save money and avoid too much debt. It's a bit like managing a FIFA team with no budget. You want Mbappe, but you end up with free agents. Or worse, with Tottenham's trophy cabinet. Now, let's take a plane to the African continent. In Africa and South Africa, some countries are growing. They want to benefit from global trade, but they are still weak when big problems happen. Let's hope next season brings more stability and further surprise than VAR. As I told you before, the world economy is still fragile and many things are uncertain. We will have to wait and see how things change in the next months. For now, the global economy stays fragile and many countries need to be careful. Back to you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan, for your insight into the economic situation. We will now discuss international politics with Malo, who talk about the trade tension between China and the US.
Thank you, Paul. Tensions between China and the US are intensifying again. Washington has recently increased taxes on several Chinese products, including electric vehicles and high-tech equipment, in response to what they see as unfair competition. For its part, Beijing has announced a retaliatory measure against certain US products. This trade war impacts not only both countries, but the global economy by accentuating the risk of a global slowdown.
For this analysis, to conclude this journal, it's open a debate that risks sparking the wage difference between women and men in professional sports. On the other hand, Malo and Raphael will defend the idea of equal party. On the other hand, Jordan and Alexander will believe that the current differences are justified. The debate is on. First question, do you think that women should receive the same wages as men in professional sports? Malo and Raphael, you're in. I'm listening.
Yeah, I think the women must have the same salaries than men, because the performance are the same or more, maybe interest than the main competition. And it's not a question about the difference, but a question about respect, reconnaissance about the work accomplished.
Exactly, Malo. Many female athletes fill a stadium, inspire millions of young people, yet their salary remains very low. It's a must change to encourage more women's sport.
Thank you, Malo and Raphael. Jordan and Alexander, you are against it. So, what are your arguments?
Yes, well, so for me, I think the problem is that income in sport is directly related to TV rights, sponsoring, and the number of viewers. So today, men's competitions to generate much more money. It's not a question of merits, but economy.
Yes, you have to be realistic. The club, federation, and sponsor invest according to what a discipline pays for. If a men's game generates 10 times more revenue, then the salaries follow this logic.
Thank you very much. Second question, does the current economic model really allow for equal pay? Malo and Raphael, then Jordan and Alexander.
No, because the actual economic model is advantage for the main competition. We must put the women sports in advance to give more visibility and create a real market equal.
by increasing media coverage and supporting women's events. Income will naturally increase. It's a matter of the will of economic actors, not just immediate profitability.
Yes, but for me the model may evolve, but for now it's very difficult to achieve perfect equality. It will take a decade to change consumer habits and economic interests.
And we must also take into account the difference in audience. Today, even with more media, many women's competitions do not generate the same enthusiasm. It takes time, and the market will decide.
Thank you for all this lively and highly argued debate. The subject remains complex and very fascinating. Now to the conclusion of the journal. So thank you all for this passionate debate. This is the end of our new report. Thank you for our stakeholders and thank you for coming. We will meet again very soon for a new number. Good day to all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.